the Canadian Card Collector here, and today we'll be taking a look at all of my first playing cards. And I have them neatly stored inside of this X-Dex branded little card carrier. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. So these are just the standard, first playing cards. I don't have any, I have a bunch of uncut sheets and signed ones. There's none of those today. Someday we'll take a look at those, but today we've got one of every deck. So, we'll just move this off to the side here, and we'll start where it all began. We'll start where it all began with the V1s. So these are the first playing cards from Chris Ramsey, which says on the bottom here. And these were released around 2017, 2018, somewhere around there. And these were the first ones that he made here. And this is a white colorway, which is that iconic gold stamp there. And these were the first ones, so we had them up for pre-order or something like that. I never got these when they first released, and these were the only ones that he had for pre-order. All the other ones that he made, he had just available on his website there. So these were the only ones that were pre-order there. And like I said, it's that white colorway, and it starts with that classic design there with the Chris Ramsey logo, and then that first stamp that goes all the way to the edge there, that edge stamping there. So that iconic edge stamping for the V1s there in that white colorway. Then we move on to 2018, where we released the V2s, which are in this black colorway, the first deck of first playing cards that I got. So I started collecting when the V2s came out. There's in that black color, that same gold stamp there. And these ones are pretty similar. You got that same Chris Ramsey logo, just in that black colorway. And you got that same gold stamp, but instead on this one you got a gold border, so slightly different, but pretty similar. Just a different colorway. Then those are the V2s. And then there's a matte finish tuck box for both of them there. And then we get to the V3s, which are one of my favorites. Here we got the Leaf Edition, the V3s here, that same gold stamp, the white tuck box, but you got some leaves on it this time. There. And the background's slightly different. No Chris Ramsey logo. You got the Leaf logo, but you still got that gold stamp there. There. For the V3s. And then we move on to the V4s, which are this is where it gets a little bit different, because there's actually two versions of it. There, as you can see, you got the red and the you got the red and the black version here. And as you can see, there's no gold stamp on the tuck box this time. There, you got a new first logo here. It's still the first logo, but a different branding to it, a different version of the first logo there. And you got the black hole design here. And if I flip them over, you can see there's actually a seal on these cards compared to these ones. There was no seal on any of the first three decks. No seals, but these ones have that kind of space themed seal. And here's the back design here. Completely different. No gold a stamp here on the edges here or anything like that. But you got that new first logo there. There. You got the red one. And you also have the black colorway as well. There. And then we go on to the V5s. There. We get a little bit back on track here with the V5s, because it has that similar style to the V1s, 2s, and 3s, which has that kind of stamp there, except for it's in a holographic colorway this time, so that gold, and the tuck box is gray here. So for the design here, it is the holographic design. So you got that more gray back design, a pretty standard one with the Chris Ramsey logo once again. And you got that holographic stamp there on the edges there. And you're wondering, why is there two? Because they look pretty similar. If you were to flip this one over, it actually has a seal on this one. That implies that it is a gilded edition there. So exactly the same as this deck here, the original V5. It just has that holographic gilding there. Pretty nice there. So there's two slightly different versions of the V5s there. And then we go into the V6s, which are once again the same but different at the same time, because they have that classic gold stamp there on the tuck box, but then they have a different style tuck box. We got a red and a black edition here. They have that same kind of first stamp that you saw on the V4s there, and that kind of wraps around the tuck box there. So we'll open the black ones here, and you can see that that newer style first stamp for the one-way back design. They're pretty much like one of the only one-way back design first decks there. And then you just have this one here, one in that red colorway. Oh, and I forgot to mention on the black ones, but they still have that little first stamp there on the edges. There, so they're like a little bit mix of the V4 design, kind of with that newer style first logo, but then they have that same version for the these other ones here, like the version 1 to 5 there. And most of them have that still like that printing on the tuck box there. Except for obviously like the V4s. There's no like nothing inside, just that plain white for the V4s because they're more like a slightly cheaper version. And so this one came out in 2018, 19. This one, wait no, 2017, 2018, 2019. And the V4s, they came out in 2020 there. Then these are 2021. I think these are 2022. I could get my dates mixed up a little bit. Those I could have released a little bit later. And then we got one of my favorites that I use a lot is the V7s here. Pretty similar to the V3s there. It still has that same gold stamp. And it has the white tuck box with the feathers on it there. And it has the feather design on the back with that same gold stamp to the edges there. And I heard, like I read a comment, it was read somewhere, that someone said these are the V2s of the V3s, because they're pretty similar in that kind of way. But then we get on to the more different, another different first deck. Here we got the first Vectrek deck, if I'm saying that right. There. And this was for his like Vectrek like portable like escape game that he made for his website that he released. And that went alongside his like big escape game that he did on his channel was his friend Wes. They did that big like expensive escape game, and he made a little portable one that we could do at home for ourselves. There, and it came with his exclusive deck, which he later released on his website with all the extra ones he had left over. There it has like that kind of like space kind of theme. Style has like a newer style first logo. And then if I open it up, here's the back design here. Definitely a different style back design. And then we get on to a collaboration deck, which he did. And it is the first Bicycle Rider back playing cards. And we don't have just one here. We actually have three. So we got the blue, the red, and the black here. So I'll just open the blue ones here. So as you can see, it's that classic bicycle tuck box here. But it has that gold first stamp here in the middle here. There. So it's like a half and half kind of style tuck box. And it still has that first logo stamped on the inside. And it's that rider back design, but with that gold stamp there that goes to the edges of the cards. And that's like that's like exactly the same for the other two colors there. So pretty nice little collaboration there. And then we got another collaboration here. And it is the first Kill Tony playing cards. They're the Kill Tony ones because they are from, which one? Oh, yeah, there we go. From First Playing Cards there. The Kill Tony. And if you don't know what Kill Tony is, it's a live comedy podcast. There. So you can find that on YouTube. There. And this one actually has a seal here. I don't know why it's not focusing for some reason. There we go. There's the seal. And for the back design here, it's got the Kill Tony like logo mirror there on the back. There, so definitely a pretty cool deck. There. It doesn't have that like first like logo technically on it, but it's still a first deck, so there. And now we'll get on to a 2-pack. We actually designed works a 1 2-pack, and he collaborated with Daniel Madison on this. And this is the first and curator's 2-pack playing cards here. You got that same gold stamp that goes all around the tuck box. That 2-pack tuck box. You got the Daniel Madison little logo there. And then you got that kind of old style, kind of like Renaissance. I don't want to say Renaissance for some reason. Those paintings, kind of designed for the tuck box. There, the 2-pack box. And then for the first deck here, we have this one here. And it says on the bottom. And these are the first Madison Curators there. And then if I open it up, because this one's not just one back design here. It has that like Daniel Madison logo there, the first stamp on the edges, but each back design is fully different. So there's like 52 different style back designs there. And then if I take the other one out, this one is the Lion's Den edition here. It's that same gold bar, or the gold stamp that goes around. There's the Madison logo there. And on the back here, the Daniel Madison logo, the first little gold stamp, and then you got like the lions there on the back, so it is a one-way back design. There. And then we got a few more, but before we finish to the last deck here, we have a little bit of a little extra deck here. So I mentioned his friend Wes a little bit here when we talked about the Vectrex deck for his escape game. I mentioned Wes. So his friend Wes made his own playing cards. So he has a brand called Second to None. And if you know what I'm getting there, some of you might know that he made his own deck, kind of like a parody to the first playing cards. He made the second playing cards here. These aren't technically first playing cards, but I like to show them off because I don't show these off too often. There, it's like pretty similar to like the first kind of brand. And a kind of second logo there. There's no like foiling or embossing or anything on these here. So they're pretty simplistic. Here you got that same kind of pattern there on the inside there, but it says second there. And then you got the same, pretty similar. You got the West logo on the back with that kind of like bar that goes to the edge. There's no like foiling, like I said. There. Was pretty nice. And he has a second deck too. It's called the Sensor deck. They're not like a different color of that or anything, but it's a center deck, which I really love. These ones are pretty nice. That kind of caution kind of style there, like the caution tape. There on the back here, is like that caution tape kind of style. And if you zoom in, it has the second logo on the back there. Pretty nice. There. So a little bonus deck to show off. There. And now we'll grab the last deck that I'm going to show off today. So it's down here in a box, so I'm just going to grab it here real quick. But I probably should move all these off to the side, so I'll be right back once I move all these first. Okay, now that I got all the cards back neatly over here off to the side in this little carrying case. If you follow Chris Ramsey and you know what he's been doing over the past couple months or weeks, you know what he released here. And I'm about to show you right now. Here it is here. In this nice big and heavy case. Here, as you can see, it has that first logo embossed into the case here. You got those orange straps here. And then you got the zipper here. So we'll just unzip it right here. And then I'll turn it around here. And this is a pretty special limited edition first item here. And I'm kind of sad to say this, but inside here we have the very last deck of first playing cards that Chris Ramsey will ever make. So if you want to see that, he has like a video on his channel that he made a couple weeks ago or something explaining why. But here we have the first casino playing cards here. These are limited. I think there's only like 250 of these like sets made. So, and this is pretty much the only way you could get this deck here. So, obviously these ones aren't open right now. But as you can see, it's in that orange color with that same gold stamp. It goes around there. There. And it actually comes with some casino dice here, like some casino grade dice. It says, I don't know if you can see that, but it says First Casino. It's in that orange color, and these are numbered. I got number 248. There. There. And you got some casino chips to go with it. There you got these like high quality. These are clay chips, so they're like the nice heavy durable ones. And they say First Casino there. And there's like 6 different colors. I think, no, these might be the same color. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 different colors of the chips. There. There. And this is like a high quality set. So they took some effort. And these were, he had some help with Daniel Madison to make this. And he took him like over a year to make this. Because he wanted to make this like perfect as he could. There. So, what he did, he gave Daniel Madison 50 decks that he could have to put on his site. So I decided I really want a second one of these. So I bought one here, and it's inside this little case. So I don't really I haven't bought too much from Daniel Madison right now. I kind of want to buy more in the future. But it does say Madison cards on here. And when you buy cards on his site, there was something called the presentation box. And I wanted to see what that was. And it was this little 2-pack kind of little box here. It's kind of a little nifty here. You got the little hands there and the Madison little logo there. And then when I opened it up here, which I was kind of surprised here. As you can see, you got the, if I pull this out, it's another first casino deck there. So I actually have 2 of these. One inside the set and one not. Which is kind of rare, because there's only 250 of these. But plus the few that he gave Daniel Madison. But inside this, you got a little business card in there. But I actually got a second deck of cards, which I wasn't expecting. It's just like a little freebie. Then we got the Enigma playing cards. They're not first playing cards or anything. But I thought it was pretty nice to have a second deck that I wasn't even expecting. There. And like I said, this is the last ever deck of cards that Chris Ramsey is ever going to make. He's still going to have the first brand and still make products with the first brand. He's just not going to make any more playing cards. There. It's kind of sad. We're almost at the end of an era for these iconic playing cards. But I hope you enjoyed this review of my entire first collection, or at least all the standard decks. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I have some like uncut sheets and like some signed decks and some other stuff that I could show off in the near future. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed this look at all of my first playing cards, and I'm the Canadian Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. Hi again, it's me here popping in the post credits of this video, because when I realized when I finished making this video, I forgot one of the decks to show off in the video. I completely forgot about it until the video was over, and I didn't really feel like recording the video. So the deck that we forgot was the Area 52 playing cards from Chris Ramsey here. And isn't that matte black finished tuck box with that orange Area 52 logo? And if you don't know what the Area 52 playing cards are, or what Area 52 is, it's another little side project that Chris Ramsey likes doing. It's kind of like a conspiracy theory thing. I'm pretty sure there's like a channel for it and a website that he made revolving around the Area 52 stuff. It's something that he likes doing. And it has the first logo there on the bottom in that orange color, so black and orange color, one of my favorite colorways. And it's pretty much like a standard, like a pretty simplistic tuck box, just that embossed logo there. There's that kind of like splatter, almost like design there. And then on the inside, you still got that kind of classic, almost like the first logo in the inside, except for the Area 52 logo. And here's what the back design looks like, a mirror design with that kind of space theme. And these are pretty unique. I kind of forgot part of this, but they are unique in one way. And this is like one of the first decks that I've ever had that has this kind of special feature. They'll actually use some like UV light, so if you had a black light, you could shine it on any one of these cards, and there would be a hidden little secret on each of these cards. So I'm pretty sure in some way there's a secret code hidden within this deck. I haven't not figured that out yet, or anything like that. But there is, like, on some of the cards, you can't really see it now, just because it's invisible to the eye unless you had a black light. That's the cool thing about those. I don't have the black light on me right now. I couldn't really find it. But that's the last deck that we were missing from the video. So at the start, I would make this little end credit scene to show this one off. There, just to say I didn't forget about it completely. There. So, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed.